G'day, parceros!
Yeah.
Could it be they've actually finished the renovation of the Septima? If I were to listen to the headlines coming out of this city, I would think that everything is estancado, that things are shut down and that there is no life or transformation here. But I'm gonna go take a look for myself what's going on behind the scenes. Let's see, is Bogotá still transforming?
An 8-room and 8-bath. You can get 10 studio, 1-bedroom apartments.
Well, you know, I came here 3 years ago for a Radiohead show.
Right, so you've been living out here for a few years and you decided to do a renovation?
That's right. Yeah. So the house that I bought is around the corner.
Okay.
And just really like this neighborhood. See a lot of potential
Yeah.
here.
I mean, you're in between your 26 Elitre, Parkway, Macarena, Centro Internacional, downtown, La Candelaria.
Yeah, we could walk to the Candelaria in 20 minutes.
Mhm.
We could walk to the Macarena in 15 minutes. We can walk to the Parkway in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
All the services of Centro Internacional
Yeah.
are right there. I have big hopes that the Atrio is going to become a real local focal point. And the other sort of urban trend that's happening in this neighborhood is that the metro stop is going to be right there on the Caracas. And the main station is going to be just across the 26 in front of Santa Fe, which is like a 5-minute walk from here. So there's trends happening that make me believe this neighborhood is going to really sort of, you know, take off, and we want to be part of that development and that change and that improvement. This building, so we looked around for buildings, my partner and I, and she found this building and fell in love. So it's really not in really good shape. It's actually almost completely disoccupied. So there's a family apartment on each floor. So big 3-bedrooms apartments that are not rentable in this neighborhood. It's very young people, young professionals, artists. They don't need 3-bedroom apartments. They need studios and 1-bedrooms. So the project is just to take it down to the bones and start again.
There you go.
In this building, we think we can get 10 studio, 1-bedroom apartments.
Should we take a look inside?
Let's go.
Let's go.
It's from the 50s, so it's like almost 70 years old now. And so this, you know, they did this thing where they covered all these patios, right?
Yeah.
We're going to just open this up, and you can see as we go up, this is like the light well for the whole building. This is the first floor apartment. This will be part of this unit, but that other one will be a shared space with, you know, try to put in a fountain or something. Or either 2 studios or a 1-bedroom on this space. We'll come into this first floor hallway here, and then this will be converted into a 1-bedroom from here back.
It needs some love.
Yeah, we're gonna just gut it.
Yeah.
Once this is gone, then this will be like a 2-story mural on this wall that we'll work with one of the local mural artists to produce.
Cool. So, I mean, this is the barrio for plenty of artists in Tusaquillo. Artists, writers, musicians.
We're in good connection with those artists. Once this is gone, each of these units will look down over with plants and with, you know, a nice table with an umbrella and chairs they can sit in and enjoy.
Why are you planning to do unfurnished instead of maybe a furnished Airbnb?
We have one unit that we think we might try to do a furnished Airbnb. But this neighborhood, I think, is not really on the tourist track. Like I said, it's very close to everything. So maybe we could market it if you want to be 15 minutes from the Macarena and 20 minutes from the Candelaria and 10 minutes from the Parkway. But I would think most tourists would want to stay in those neighborhoods.
Sure, most do, but I wouldn't write it off. I think this area, for its like strategic location, close to the 26, the airport, the Centro, Parkway, Tusaquillo, I don't know. I think, you know, you'll find out with the...
We'll find out. There's going to be a market for people who are working in those buildings who want to live close to where they work, right? That's really who we're thinking about, young professionals who want to have a nice, modern apartment, and this is going to look completely different, and I welcome you back.
I look forward to seeing it.
The kindest rooftop terrace that you can imagine, right? With a barbecue pit and you know, just some real really nice deck furniture up here.
Yeah.
You can come up here and get your view of Monserrate, sit out here and have your coffee in the morning, looking out over the skyline of Bogotá.
The ever evolving skyline, right? Atrio, like that's a beautiful addition. Got a BD Bogotá there in the distance.
You can see Colpatria. This is that building I was telling you about that they're building right on the Caracas, so that's going to be all apartments right there.
Okay.
So
Let's talk numbers. What's the listing price for a building like this?
they started out at 1,200 million.
Okay.
And we talked them down to 970.
970.
Taking
Okay.
your advice that
There you go.
people are always trying to bake in
Everything's negotiable.
Everyone's trying to bake in the increased value on the sale price, and
Yeah,
and we
the
did
potential.
we did a whole presentation to the owners saying really there's a lot of potential here, but this building is really not functional. It's basically an abandoned building, right?
Okay. And you were saying that you did some creative financing to make it happen.
So yeah, I had a 401k in the U.S. before I came down here to Colombia for my previous employer, and I wanted to say, well, maybe use that money to invest. Right? It was just sitting in a Standard & Poor's index fund, very passive, going up the last few years,
Sure.
but very passive, and also I'm getting closer to retirement, so being in that kind of volatility was a little bit nerve-wracking to me. So with my partner, we decided we would do a real estate project, try to create some cash flow for when I'm retired, right? Some cash flow income. And I got on the internet and started looking around, and there is something called the self-directed IRA, which the IRS recognizes as a retirement account, but you actually are the one who actually decides what to do with the funds, what kind of assets to accumulate, and it actually allows you to mine crypto, to purchase real estate, to invest in new businesses. It's not just the limited stock funds that most retirement programs offer. So I rolled my 401k over to a self-directed IRA, tax-free, because I haven't taken the money out of my retirement account yet. And then that retirement account is the sole shareholder of a company that we created
Here in Colombia.
here in
Asas.
Colombia. That's
Asas,
called
yep.
Bogotá's Williamsburg, because I really think this is like Williamsburg of Bogotá. Right?
Okay.
This is kind of a hipster neighborhood that's going to become more vibrant and more connected. So the company here is called Bogotá's Williamsburg.
Nice.
And that company is going to be the owner and operator of this business. Then when that company generates revenue, they'll send it back to my retirement account, and then I can make draws on my retirement account when I need to, when I'm retired.
Okay. Excellent.
So right now we're going to be spending a lot of money from my retirement account to buy the building,
Sure.
to rehabilitate the building.
And what are you budgeting for that rehabilitation?
We think the whole project is going to cost probably around 1,300 million to get it to the point. That's what the architects are telling us. So we need to put about 350 million.
About the same into it.
Yeah, 350 million into it, right?
350 million or
350 million.
Okay, yeah. So about 100,000
$1,000.
About 100,000. And you're going from 3 very large apartments to 10 small apartments suited for young professionals. Any ideas what kind of cash flow you could expect once it's up and
The
going?
business model we built is that we're going to be that if it's fully occupied at the beginning, before we start increasing rents with time, with the EVA, we should be bringing in anywhere between 10 and 11 million a month.
Nice. Okay, net.
Net.
Okay, very handy.
The financing was a bit tricky because we had to move money from various places at various steps. It would have been so much easier if I just taken a withdrawal from my 401k and invested in the project, but then I would have had to pay taxes on that withdrawal.
Sure.
And this way I'm able to shelter those funds and really just live on the draws from the project, right?
There you go.
And that will be the only thing that has a tax implication.
Sure.
So that was really made it possible for us to have more cash on hand because we didn't have the tax deduction from just taking withdrawal from retirement savings.
I mean, so taking some of the profits off the table from the stock gains and putting it into the transformation of a building, and I think a very interesting location in Bogotá.
If we do this space right, this is going to be a real drawing card. Because can you imagine just being able to come up here in the morning and just have your coffee looking out over that view?
Sure, you got your sunrise over the mountains.
Yeah, and in the evening you invite friends over, you light up the barbecue, you do some cooking, you just have a glass of wine, and here you have Bogotá right in front of you. This is the picture postcard of Bogotá, right?
It is. Well done. I mean, thanks for showing me. I'm looking forward to.
And welcome back when
I'm
we
looking
have
forward to see the final product.
We have the final project.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to take probably between 6 and 9 months to complete the project.
Okay. Are you enjoying the process?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah.
And my partner has a lot of aesthetic talent, and she's got all sorts of ideas about how we can make this a wonderful building where people want to live. And if new urbanism is correct, people are going to want to live closer to the center of town. I think that's what we're banking on. As I was getting more comfortable in Bogotá, I found myself every weekend in the center, right? It's because this is where everything is. This is where the museums are, the theaters are, live music is, the galleries are. And so I was spending all my weekends down here. And there's this narrative like, oh no, it's not safe, But after a while I started to realize that no, it's fine, And we're banking on the fact that the center of Bogotá is going to revitalize it. It's such a gem that more and more people are going to want to live closer to the center. And that's what we're really banking on.
And I see it's happening, Centro Internacional, Candelaria, the transformation has been incredible. La Macarena as well. I've got a lot of catching up to do. I've actually heard about another renovation, another transformation, and it's over in that direction. Let's go. And then we're in the Bogotá.
So 300 meters from a property that I paid cash for. This is a Norman Foster building that is one of the nicest buildings in South America.
So last I heard,
it just has to
there
be.
was some mismanagement and there was some pausing of the funds.
Yes.
They weren't able to finish.
Yes.
Is it finished?
Well,
or
the
any
hotel,
inside information here?
the hotel is never opened. The hotel is the top floors, that's my understanding.
Yeah.
So the opportunity here, but this is at another level.
So when did you first come to Bogotá?
So I came here 3 years ago, approximately.
Okay. What were your first impressions and how has it changed now?
Different, very different, another world. And so now what I've done is found the places, looking for places where I'm comfortable. Like this is recent, this whole thing where I sit here. This is only a month old. I'm friends with the head of the casino. I play blackjack.
How did you end up here? What are you doing in Central Bogotá?
Well, I found a beautiful old building 400 meters from the most significant building in Colombia.
The graffiti tour goes through here. There's about 6 or 7 different universities, a bunch of businesses, a lot of museums.
So just hit that building. That building right there, less than 5 years old, 200 units, 400 students roughly are in there. They're building another one right here, which I didn't know. I was actually
Another 21-story building going up here.
Yeah, this is 80% sold out in a year. They like to sell out before they build and put half down.
So they hit break-even point around 60% of the sales.
So you can get a unit here for 180 million, which is 40 to 50,000 US. I mean, look, we understand that they were trying to buy this, but because of title issues, they didn't get it. And so
you get this for what, 1,200?
So this was
1,300?
1.2 billion, which is that was the land value, I would think, and it's about 300,000.
Yep.
What we've done here is an 8-room and 8-bath, completely renovated. Potentially bed and breakfast would be probably the highest use. And then on the first floor is going to be a cafe, a European style kind of cafe by day and more of a bar by night. Kind of a beer and wine, what you might see in Berlin. And we're calling that Freddy's in honor of Freddie Mercury, which is why we have the yellow door. That's what Freddie wore at the Wembley show. Building something, developing something that is hard to know what you're going to get, hard to know the outcome.
Okay.
And and changes happen. And for example, this was going to be a peluqueria. We were going to do a hair salon here.
Yeah.
But it was, and I'm not in that business at all. It's just that it seemed like the right thing, and then we realized no, better, higher use. Since we have the 8-room bed and breakfast, this is the cafe. They go together. It's an amenity that makes this more desirable.
And a great location coming in from the Circunvalar here. This is pretty much the thoroughfare into the central Bogotá. Can we take a look inside?
Yeah, let's do it. Kind of a punch list period. A vintage Hollywood Regency furnishings in honor to Colombia, celebrating Colombian history in subtle ways. A Botero, that kind of thing. We took off the sheetrock wherever we could. There'll be a chandelier here. We have atrium. The idea is there are many places to hang out and work. There'll be USB ports.
Has it got a name yet?
Yeah, Las Aguas Inn.
Las Aguas Inn.
Las
Nice.
Aguas Inn, yeah.
Okay.
At night there's lights, and we're gonna have, there's gonna be vines. It's gonna be 6 months of touches. And so
Taking your time. enjoying
just
the process.
it's part of the process. Is we find the outcome is better by not rushing. Beautifully restored.
How has the renovation been?
It's been hard.
Been hard? Yeah.
It's been hard all the way through.
Every step of the way.
Every step of the workers are fantastic. The other issues we're still trying to get our gas hooked up, and we just solved our water pressure problem.
Okay.
So every time we solve a problem, that's vital.
Yeah.
To have the right water pressure.
Yeah.
And you don't know that you're going to get there. But we did, and so now every it's like a victory. Everything that we solve, every problem we solve is like okay, and then we go on, and then we do the next thing. We work, of course, in many tracks. We're working on many things at the same time.
Yeah.
We're maybe 2 months away from being complete. So including the furniture, the kitchen, 10 new bathrooms. This includes Freddy's. We'll get there next, but the budget was something like 150,000 US to do it all. That includes a new roof, structural beams, at least twice that, if not 3 times that in the US. I also recommend that you buy these things with cash. These are cash deals. Takes the pressure off of the developer. Timing is not as much of an issue. You don't sweat being late because and no banks involved, which is a nightmare here. So you bring capital and you do one thing, all cash, and then you kind of then you have a strong asset with which to use as collateral.
perhaps for the next thing. But the recommendation is the first project all cash. And there are opportunities to leverage the investment. And like the wealthy people are going to do across the street. And then there's Bogotá right there. So to give you an example of where we are, and then the Candelaria is a 10-minute walk that way. Bolivar, 10 minutes that way.
Cool.
Yeah. What we're doing here.
This is like a commercial space. We would like to do like a coffee, have like a main bar here, just from here, from there to here. All like benches.
Banquette seating.
Sitting like just.
You know, to leave the United States is something that I've become more and more open to. And then with the way the politics and the wokeness, you won't find that here. The graffiti, everything's different and interesting, and the corporate oligarchy. They're here, but not in this neighborhood. So we'll create amenities that are much more meaningful, much more interesting than what you would find in any given city in the United States with all that, with Taco Bell.
That's the beauty of Bogotá, is that behind these doors there's all types of hidden treasures. Thanks for participating, thanks for creating a hidden treasure in Bogotá. Make sure, I guess I gotta keep you guys updated, show you the after. I spent 10 years of my life in this city. It is a fascinating blend of chaos and order that I have witnessed transform, and I have witnessed myself transform in the city. What better place to wrap up this vlog than the Plaza de Bolivar? The city is a cross-section of people from all over Bogotá, from all classes, all the stratos of Bogotá, and not just Bogotá, all over Colombia and the world. This place is way more international than you might expect. So until the next video, I invite you to embrace your fears, because they are defining your dreams and possibly limiting dreams that you have never imagined before. So until the next video, embrace the unknown, because that is where abundance is always found. Make sure to sign up to the newsletter, sammiller.life. I'm sharing all-terrain cash flow opportunities in that newsletter to liberate your lifestyle. Go where you please, when you please. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.